Welcome back to Hardcore Heroes Otherside, everybody.
Hello. One thing I do want to mention before moving on with like the reflecting pool. I think after
Mhm.
memorizing spells before ending the prayer, Van probably says, "I just want to
Wait,
say all of the problems in this world melt away when I can walk in your path."
wait, did people hear our sounds during the
Oh,
break?
I unmuted our Zoom
Okay.
chat because there it sounded like someone was stomping upstairs or trying to hack through a door with an axe, and I was a little terrified that you were being murdered. So,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
But then after that, I think Van, like normally he's pretty reserved and like careful with what he shows, but I think he turns into like a big old softy for a moment, and like he like looks to Mother Elise if she's done with her prayers when he is, and he just like bear hugs her
hmm
after finally being able to make contact. But then he kind of goes serious again and heads off to do this reflecting pool.
So how long did we wait?
Hours,
Hmm.
many, many hours.
Well, someone seems happy. And maybe you want to wipe those tears away.
So
I'll let them stick around a little while longer.
you guys take your big barrel of water. You find
Yep.
a natural depression in the ground, and you pour enough out to make a reflecting pool.
Yeah. So 75% chance, you said?
Yes.
All right. So I want low. Got it.
Okay, so the two of you are standing over this reflecting pool as the spell goes off, and you see coming into frame none other than Malachi.
All right.
He
So
is
I
outside in a forest with some books kind of splayed out on the ground around him, looking at them. Now, since Malachi's not around, I'm going to make his check to notice for him rather than letting him roll it.
So basically, I'm just looking for the moment where Malachi like looks up and then looks right at the scrying thing, like what happened with that cleric that we scryed on.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking for the moment where it's very apparent Malachi realizes he's being watched.
Right. So he's in the woods reading some books.
Mm-hmm.
And then, sure enough, he looks up, kind of in your
Alright.
direction at first, and kind of in the direction of where the scrying is coming from, and then snaps his head to the side, looking straight in front of him.
Okay. So then Van's just gonna wink at that and end the spell.
Wait, what was that? Where did he look to?
Actually, wait, hold on. You said that he snapped his head back looking forward?
Yeah, so he was looking forward and down outside, sitting in the grass, and then he started looking towards you, and then he snapped forward and looked, not at his books, but forward.
All right, Van's gonna wait for a couple of seconds and see if if something's charging at him through the woods.
Nope.
Okay, so
He
Van's
starts
just
to
gonna
look around a little bit, like
yeah.
there's something
So Van-
unusual here, and then he does look back up in the direction
All
of
right.
your scrying.
At that point, Van will just kind of wink at the pool and end the spell.
Okay.
Well, hopefully maybe it's a signal for him. Hopefully. At least he's alive.
There's that. Where do you think he was? He was in a forest?
Well, it could be anywhere near Shirebrook.
It's
to be
true.
honest.
Or anywhere else. He's had probably a very long time to travel the world.
Mhm. Anyway,
All right. One other thing I want to do, Neal.
Mhm.
So we're still in Anvil, right?
You've moved out of Anvil.
How far
You're
out are we?
7, 8, 9 miles.
Mother Elise, I could go back into Anvil and know the age of any object I touch there. I could know how old those buildings are or how old any furniture in that place is. I could know if this place was built recently or has existed for thousands and thousands of years.
Do you need to go into Anvil to do that?
I would have to be able to touch the object. I could do it on a tree, but it's possible this tree has existed for a long time. I'm more interested for the furniture inside of a building. We could also do it when we get to Heatstroke, I suppose.
you could do it to one of the spears. I mean,
That could work. I'm more interested to do it for Anvil, specifically.
I too am curious about the answers to that question.
I'm not sure if it's worth going back. With starving people, I don't know if we should go back 9 miles, though. I think we should
Probably
continue
not.
to Heatstroke, and I can use it on the furniture there. I'm very interested to see if this furniture is being placed as we move through this world.
I need to get back to my prayers. Astaire has seen fit to bless me on the night of the full moon with access to his divine will.
Is it the same as with me? A contact with your deity, but faint over a long distance?
Yes, but I can still feel their magic within.
Perhaps I should learn a bit more myself. Go with a full array at my disposal.
Were you able to communicate with your deity?
Yes. It was the first time I've spoken with chiefs in a long while. It's...
And you, Mother Elise?
Yes.
I know you told me this is not the way it works, but could your deity grant you a request and maybe give, since Father Owen also serves Astaire, right?
Yes, she says with a bit of a stammer.
Maybe Astaire would be so kind to grant a request of one of his faithful servants to maybe grant Owen a vision, an insight about us.
Perhaps. But it is not my place to tell the gods what to do. If it is something Astaire wishes to be done, he will do it. Asking favors of the gods is a surefire way to find yourself outside of their...
It's one thing to ask for information, kind. It's another to ask for direct intervention.
I know, I'm just grasping at straws of hope.
It's good that you do.
All right, so Van is going to grab a few more spells, I guess, if Mother Elise is going back into it.
Sure. How many more spells would you like to grab?
I'll take a new 4th level spell, because I've been wanting... There was one I wanted to take. What was it again? Oh, I was going to take... No, that wasn't it. If there's anything Kind wants to do it. Oh, I was going to take Genius. That's it.
Taking Genius?
Yes.
Okay, you can get that one.
Okay. And then I'm going to take... I just have a few 2nd level spell slots left, so I'll take some stuff there.
What spells would you like?
I will take... Find traps... No, just... I'll take another Cure Moderate Wounds. I feel like healing spells are going to be in high demand.
Okay.
Sometime soon. And then I will take Augury.
Genius, how do I get off of me?
I've got my chessboard.
You do.
All right, I'm full on spells. With
Really?
Genius. Yes. I had a bunch left over. I only burned most of my 1st level spells when I took the nap.
Okay.
So
Well,
I've got
you get all the spells that you desire, and the camp moves forward.
Cool.
With the one caveat that during the break, while you guys were memorizing spells and reflecting, pooling, one of the elderly gentlemen has succumbed to hunger as well. Died.
Okay. So, Neal, what the fuck am I saying? Neal, Genius says that it will answer a question about any situation in the moment. Like, would something like, what is this plane, be a in the moment question?
I think the way
it does say that the answer should be complete and relevant, but not necessarily imbalancing to the situation.
Right, so Genius works by basically saying, if you were a super mega genius, what could you know about this thing? So it doesn't give you anything that tells you what something might do. It just kind of gives you information.
The present situation at hand. And I'm wondering if this counts for a Genius casting. Because it's a very weirdly worded spell, so I want to run that by you before I cast it. If you want to say I need to get more information about this place before I try casting it, I'll just hang on to it for now.
I mean,
but otherwise, I'd like to take a stab at it.
I think
the way we talked about it before, it should work, because we also said it has to be something in the moment. And if you look at the creature and ask what creature is this, it would work.
But so where is its lair would not.
Ooh.
So it seems like a reasonable thing to work. I'm not going to tell you if it's going to succeed or not beforehand, but it does seem like an appropriate use of the spell.
Okay. One thing, can I swap out one first level spell? I didn't know I had this spell, but now that I do, can I just swap one thing? I want to take, instead of no time, I want to take Purify Food and Drink. Because that will make contaminated, rotten, or any otherwise unsuitable food completely safe and edible. So I'm going to take Purify Food and Drink.
Okay.
So next time we kill some crazy wombats, chomp bats, I'm gonna have 7 cubic feet of food to purify.
All right. So you cast Genius.
Yes. So it's 50 gold piece value. So I take one of the bloodstones that I still have in my backpack. I imagine it's just like he tosses it up in the air and it crumbles to dust as it flies through the air.
Yes.
And then I ask, what is this plane?
The player can ask the DM one question.
Yes.
So, what is this plane? You are on the plane of shadow.
Okay.
Wow.
Next time I get Genius, we'll have a new question.
Do you have enough bloodstones?
I have 5 bloodstones left, and I can also, it's at least 50 gold piece, so I can start sacrificing other things.
Crowns.
Yeah, I'll just throw the crown in the air.
Okay. The party trudges onward.
All right.
Heading north.
I tell Mother Elise that I can't create food, but if we kill any of these, these demonic creatures, then I can purify the food and make it safe to eat. I can finally, if we find a large bounty, then I can finally give some people some sustenance.
Okay. Yeah.
Elise can't create food, sadly. Too bad Elise can't create food.
No. Luckily, I can at least purify it.
Hold on, I think I got my timelines mixed up a little bit here.
Oh.
With the Malachi scrying?
I think I got you on the wrong day by 1.
If you want to change it, that's fine. We can just redo the scene.
No, because it's a matter of like when I'm having trouble matching up your cycles, your day cycles with their day cycles. I think it might actually be right because I can't remember what action was happening during the day versus at night.
Oh, okay.
Right, because yeah.
I mean, it's hard to keep
enough.
everything. Yeah, it's hard to keep everything perfectly in line when you're running 2 shows. I wouldn't worry too much about it.
Yeah, it's close enough. I think that's the appropriate one.
Time is a bit distorted.
The flow of time is convoluted with heroes century-old fading in and out.
Well, time is not a line anyway. It's a big bowl of wibbly-wobbly time.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, you guys march onward.
Yes.
Ever onward.
Okay. I do confirm with Elise, by the way, that this place is called the Plane of Shadow. And ask if she knows anything about it, because I am not versed in extra planner knowledge myself.
Even heard of the Plane of Shadow, other than idiots spouting nonsense about the plane of wood and the plane of dirt and the plane of love. That sort of reckless nonsense.
I understand. I've heard very little about it myself. I took to studying mathematics in the temple, but I think you would probably know I never took to studying about the planes.
I believe there was a person in Eridon who might be able to answer that question for us.
Oh, the one that nobody wants to speak to. The Ark Carl, that Wraith of the Tetherwilds?
Yes.
Is it common knowledge that he's a dimensionalist?
Uncommon knowledge, rare knowledge.
Okay.
We know because Rohana told us.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well.
He who must not be
Malachi. I don't know what you think of Malachi personally, but I trust... I never had a brother in this world, but Malachi is as close to fitting the bill as any. I trust he'd do whatever he could to help bring us back. And if that means asking after this Wraith of the Tetherwilds, I believe that's an action he may take.
Also, rumors say much. There might be truth in rumors, but people tend to exaggerate.
You guys continue pushing across the Golden Sea, edging around near the coast so that you can keep something in sight.
Don't forget, Neal, to send me any time if I do make any
Right.
javelin.
And I just need to do some math here. Any more? Okay, I need to do some counter checks.
Van's going to, while we're walking, because we're going at a pretty slow pace, right?
Mhm.
He's going to show some of these spear users how to like handle basic combat. Try and get them a little bit more trained up and ready.
Okay. Sure. You can do your best with that.
Yeah. I'm mostly just trying to get them to like learn how to like keep their head straight on a battlefield, like push out all these like panicked thoughts. You need to keep your head cool, calm, and collected.
Okay.
Panicking is a surefire way to get you killed, even if it seems like the natural reaction.
As you guys are approaching the rock ridge, maybe not approaching, but walking alongside it, so somewhere in this region, getting fairly close to Rock Peak, actually, so probably just close to this area.
Okay.
Bastian spots once again a swarm of chompers, this time coming seemingly from Rock Peak itself, although it's probably not. It's probably just in that general direction. Whole swarm flowing at the large army that you are marching.
All right. Set up a line. Kill as many as we can.
Yeah, and I will give 10 other javelins to people to ready to throw them against them.
Okay.
We may take losses here, but this might be our first chance to get food in a month.
What about crouching down and avoiding them?
Normally I would have agreed with that, but right now we have a chance to find sustenance for the people who are starving.
Okay.
I'd say a little bit of risk is worth that.
All right, so the crossbow people step up. There are, I believe, 8 crossbows now.
9.
9.
9?
Yeah.
Yep.
So we had
Yes.
6.
9
We got some in the
crossbows.
keep, didn't we?
Yep, there are 9 total crossbows.
Okay.
So, Kine, my favorite crossbow user.
I will shoot with my longbow as soon as they are within 150 feet.
Okay. Why don't you make me 9 crossbow attacks? 90-20. 2 crits.
Yep.
And
Is there
that's
one
it.
hit?
Nope.
Crossbow is how
2
much?
d6 plus 1, so 2d6 plus 2.
2d6 plus 2.
Hmm?
First crit.
12 drops one of these chompers from the sky,
Second
and
is
7 drops a chomper from the sky.
God.
And go ahead and make me a longbow shot for yourself.
What about the people who have javelins? Will they?
Longbow has a longer range than than javelins.
26.
Double crit. Triple damage,
Nice.
please.
That's
1-1-1.
D8. Yes, D8. 16.
Dropping a chomper as well.
Nice.
Okay. And as they get a little bit closer, all of the javeliners kind of at the same time give a hurl into the mass. So these people are not quite proficient with javelins. So they're going to get a penalty of 2 to hit.
It's 10 people, then 2 knights, the footman.
Right, so
Van.
it's 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 with Van, but you've also been able to make an additional... Hold on, let me see how many more you've been able to make. An additional... nine javelins.
So 19 javelins.
Yeah.
Another 9.
Is there some bonus to the fact that we're basically throwing them into a massive swarm of creatures? Like, we're not trying to hit one in particular, we're just trying to hit a thing.
That's true, and they're pretty close together. I'll say a +2 hit, so that will reduce the -2 for the non-proficient. So someone make me 19 javelin throws into this
I'll do that,
mass.
and then I'll roll mine as well afterwards.
Okay.
So 19d20.
Yes. 1, 2, 3 hits, 4 hits, and 3 critical hits.
Okay, so 4 hits?
No, I'm sorry, 5 hits.
5 hits, so 5d6?
6 hits. Hold on, I can't count. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's a 13 or better to hit. 1,
Okay.
2, 3, 4, 5. I count 6
4,
hits
5,
and
6.
3
1,
critical
2,
hits.
3. I see 3 crits, yeah. So
Okay.
6 hits and 3 crits.
Right. These are shitty javelins since they're just wooden pointed, so I think they're going to do
Okay.
D4 points of damage.
Okay, so 64 for the regular hits.
Mhm.
15 total,
Okay.
but
I'm
you
gonna
know, 1
say-
4 4 1 1 4.
All right, let me
Perfectly average.
roll the Chomper's HP on this front. See how many of these guys go down.
Okay. And then
Okay,
I'll
hold
give
on.
you.
So you did 1 point of damage, and then 4 points of damage, and then 4 points of damage kills 1,
Nice.
and then 4 points of damage kills 1, and then 1 point of damage, and then 1 point of damage, and then 4 points of damage.
This is going to be very fun.
Kills 1.
All right.
And
And then I'll do the
yours?
crits. Here's the
Oh, yeah.
crits. I'm just going to do those separately. So 4, 5, and 4.
I'll just say all of these hit different people. 4, 5, and 4 are 3
Yep.
kills.
Okay. And then here's Van's roll, so d20 plus 4. You said it offsets the non-proficiency with javelins,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Okay. So d20 plus 4, 14.
Is a hit.
All right, so here's d4, 4 damage.
Is
And then
a kill.
Van pulls out Harvest Moon and gets ready to intercept in melee.
Okay, Kine, would you please roll me?
Do I get a second shot
D-
before they arrive? Or...
Hold on, I want you to roll for the knights and town guards first. So for the knights,
Okay.
please roll me d20. They're going to be rolling at +2. So d20, 2d20, and we'll just add 2 to the rolls. in our heads.
20. So,
Both
no.
misses, and the 2 town guards are just normal d20, so 2d20 for them as well. Both misses.
God damn it. At least as javelins we can get them back.
Okay, and Kine, you can get a second shot with your bow at the end of the round.
Okay. 25.
Double
Nice.
crit.
That's almost certainly a kill, unless you just get horribly
21
unlucky.
damage. Yeah.
Definitely
Unfortunately,
a
you
kill.
rolled 22 HP.
All
You were
right.
shooting at the King Wombat.
Let's roll initiative.
All right.
There's the chompers. Someone, Van, roll for the party. Kine,
All
roll
right,
for
so
the
we're doing
NPCs.
mass. Okay,
Yeah.
2 for us. Van's just going to prepare an attack
3.
for
Ooh, nice.
Ooh, nice.
So, do we all get first?
Appropriate. No, the bats go first. They roll the
Oh,
one.
they won't do.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay. 4, 5. So you can see them coming in. There is a swarm, a much smaller swarm than previously. A lot of them seem to have gone down.
Hmm.
And they run mostly into NPCs. Since there's a whole bunch of you, right? The PCs are such a small portion of the bunch. One double crits a person, chomping him for 10 points of damage.
Bye.
Yep.
More food for the fire.
You want to mix human food in?
Meat stew.
The 14 is a hit, doing 4 damage to someone who's got some HP. So they lives for now. The 17 does 3 points of damage to someone who was already slightly wounded, so they die.
Okay.
By the way, on the way to this point, do we get any HP back?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, why don't you... I'm gonna add it later.
Okay.
I'll give you HP once you get to heat stroke.
Just-
because I don't want to...
okay.
Unless it becomes a problem. Unless you start getting
Sure.
low on HP, let's just not worry about that.
Okay.
And then 3 more
I might actually be full.
hits, killing another 1 person in the group. Then it's the party's turn.
Okay.
I will drop. So there's. I will drop my bow
Mhm.
and go to someone where a chomper is chomping on a living person
Mhm.
and pry him off.
A post strength
so-
check to pry off. But you're gonna have to beat a 30.
Did any swarm pass me? Because I was readying an attack was my action.
No,
'cause
the
I
swarm
assumed you
didn't
went
come
first.
near you. No, it hit a different side because you had like
Okay.
20-something people side by side
Sure.
all throwing, and there were
Then
only about 10
I'll
that
try
made
and
it to
like
you.
Sure.
I can't pry him off, but Am I interrupting the chomper in some way so it would make it harder for the person to get
Maybe.
chomped?
Probably. Yeah. Van, what are you doing?
I'm gonna rip one off a person then.
All right, make me roll an opposed strength check.
D20 plus 16. 28.
All right, you
And then I'm
successfully
gonna
rip a chomper
WWE it.
off.
You
All right,
know
roll
the
the hit.
drill. So if I were to WWE it, I'm like trying to like slam down on top of it. And normally that'd do a small amount of damage, but when you're considering like if a giant fell on top of Van, that'd probably do a lot of damage, right?
Yep.
Okay. Just wanna
And you got
See if
plate
I-
mail on.
yeah,
so-
like I've got heavy metal armor. I'm
too bad
200
you're-
pounds before factoring in the extra like 70 that I'm carrying.
Too bad your plate mail isn't heavy weighted chested anymore.
Why don't you roll me? I think a good amount of damage for you jumping on a bat would be like 2d6.
Sure.
'Cause these are
2d6.
pretty big things. You know, they're football
Yeah.
shaped, so they're fairly
7.
substantial. You squash it, and it
Awesome.
dies.
And rips it off, throws it to the ground, just like body slams into it. Yeah.
Belly flops it. All right. Then the people go.
You're all into the
There are
crowd.
3 people
man.
that are actually currently fighting, are being chomped upon. 2 of them critically fail their strength checks. One of them does nope. None of them can get their people off it, and then it just comes to spearmen surrounding and trying to stab at the chompers who are chomping on people.
Okay, one question. Would the spearman attack the one I'm trying to pry off? Because I'm in there too, so...
No, they're going to attack someone else because there's too many people clustered around that one. So, Kine, you want to roll me... Let's see, there's 8 of them around. Let's say 2... So give me 16 D2. 2s are NPC targets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wow, great.
Wow.
Roll me 60-20.
That's for hitting people?
That's for hitting people.
Oh my god.
4 hits. Well, you know,
that's
some of these
just
people
awful.
are already dead, so it's okay,
Yeah.
but roll me 46 damage.
44.
These are spears. 46.
Oh, okay.
Ooh,
Well.
nice.
That's probably not going to die.
Nope.
Maybe.
Okay. And then roll me the remaining, what is that? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 d20 for the ones against the bats.
Ooh!
Nice.
Ooh. That
Good
is
rolls.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hits and 2 crits.
Nice.
So 5
Including a
D6.
double crit, yeah.
Yeah. So it's 114. Does that make it like a quintuple crit?
5d6 for the normal ones.
Ooh, nice.
6 is a kill, 3 is a kill, 5 is a kill, 5 is a kill. And then what is that? 4 is left on that, which is a kill as well.
Okay. No.
And then
first,
a crit and a double crit.
first is the crit.
Crit brings one down, and the double crit brings one down as well. There is one living chomper, and that is the one in your hands, Kine. And let's roll initiative for the next round.
Yeah, Sean, you want to go
Sure,
first?
I'll do us. Not great,
Oh,
but well.
the NPCs go first.
the
NPCs
NPCs
go
go fast.
first. All right, there's just the one between you and this guy. The guy successfully manages to push the chomper off of him, and the teeth are no longer digging into him. Now you've got it from the back.
We have a chance.
Is it time for some SummerSlam?
The chomper is going to attempt to wriggle out of your arms, Kine.
Okay.
Give me an opposed strength check to see if it can break free of your grip. It rolled a 28. I'm sorry,
Oh.
24. So it successfully flaps out of your arms and just takes off into the sky, flying
So
away.
there's like chompers who are flying past. Can Van shout something even though it's not his turn
Actually, you guys killed all of them. That is the only
the
one to
whole
make
swarm?
it. Yeah, that's
So
the
none
only
of the
one
swarm
to get
escaped.
away.
We killed every single one.
Except for this one.
Okay. So can Van take a shot at it then on his turn with his longbow?
You don't want it to take
Sure.
a message to people?
All right. So Van's
It's
gonna pull out his longbow.
get a full round of movement away
like
from you, though.
120 feet or something.
Like 120 yards.
It's because movement's in feet,
Oh,
right?
right, yeah, but we're outside. Yeah. Go ahead, make your
All right.
roll.
I had to wiggle out of my grip.
So
first.
Van's going to get his 2 bow shots and hopefully shoot this thing down because I want as much food as we can get, man. So roll
to hit.
d20. So what's my penalty? -2 for not being proficient with longbow?
Yeah,
No,
you're a
3.
cleric. It actually might be -3 for you.
Okay.
Fighters is -2. I think clerics are -3. Clerics and
Okay.
rogues.
Sure. So I'll do d20. I'll just add another one if it's better.
Right, and it's
So I'll just do d20.
+2 for back attack.
Okay, so d20 +3. First is a hit, I believe.
No, that is a miss.
Okay, second bow shot, since it is the end of the round, I assume.
Yep.
D20 +3. There we go.
That is
Oh,
a
yeah.
single crit.
So 2d8 probably dies.
Yes, dies.
Okay. So Van is going to say start piling these dead wombats together.
Okay. How many javelins can we recover?
They can all be recovered. Chompers are pretty small creatures.
I mean javelins.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
And
you
I have
can
shot-
recover them all.
I've shot 2 arrows. Can I recover?
No, those are gone.
Okay. So we still have. How many was it?
You can always make more.
No, I can't make arrows because I don't have any arrowheads.
Oh, or flights, actually, now that I think about it.
How many javelins was it now? 22 first, then
You have a total of 22 javelin. No, you've got
9,
19,
9.
20, 21,
31,
22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. You have 27 javelins.
27. We had 22 first, and then +9.
19, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, and 19 is 31, not 27.
Mhm.
Clearly, I
31.
can't do any math.
So we have 19 other javelins. I have 2.
Yeah, the 2 knights have 2, the
I
2
mean-
town guards have 2, both of you have 2, and then there are 19 remaining with the general
Okay.
crowd. The head count is done. You're down to 103 people.
How many did we lose in that fight? 4?
So 102 people. You lost 3 in that fight.
Okay,
Ooh,
that's not too
that's-
bad.
Yeah.
No,
And how
that's-
many
much
choppers did we drop?
You guys policed all the bodies. There are 21, including
Alright,
the one
so
that Van
Van-
shot at the very end.
All right, so
Yeah.
Van is going to
Those
say
javelins.
yeah, Van's gonna grab like a stick and start drawing like a circle in the ground. I imagine this is just like preparation for the purify food and drink spell. And he's just gonna like start carving this into the ground, and he probably draws some like symbols inside, and then he starts piling all these dead bat carcasses in there, and he's gonna cast purify food and drink.
Okay. You purify the food and drink of the chompers.
Yes.
So they are counted as meat.
Should be. It says that it makes otherwise contaminated food suitable for eating and drinking. So we're gonna try this out. Van's going to start up a small fire and like do a quick test run with this now purified wombat meat.
Okay.
That's how it works.
You go to take a bite of it. It still tastes like ash in your mouth. Doesn't taste very good.
I mean, it's more about if
It's purified, but it's
Still doesn't
No.
taste good,
yeah.
but
I
it
mean-
is.
You won't feel a difference anyway. So.
I mean, it's
Yeah.
like if you boil dirt, it still tastes like dirt, even though it's no
True.
longer.
So it's purified, suitable for eating.
Mhm.
But it's no. Okay, so it doesn't taste good. That's fine. I don't care. I just
Yeah.
want to get these people some food.
Right,
So Van's going to say, anyone who knows how to cook, help me cook these things. They don't taste great, but they should be safe to eat.
Pushing themselves to the front of the line are Lord Esther Highwind and Lady Esther Highwind and her husband Thoros Highwind. And they're old. Esther's 78, Thoros is 81. They have not been doing so well. In fact, they've been sitting on the cart that's helping pull water because they're so tired and can't move. But they elbow their way to the front of the line to get the food first.
Okay, so Van's asking for help right now with like cooking these things. Like he wants to gut these, skin them, get them ready to like cook.
Plenty
and,
of
like,
civilians
start-
come to help you.
Sure, and he's probably like having other people do and like making sure that everybody's cooking it right with his cooking proficiency, making sure that it's all cooked well.
Hmm.
He says it tastes pretty awful. I'm not going to lie to you, but at least it's food. Anyone who's hungry, take a portion. He's probably going to start rationing it. Honestly,
Okay.
21 wombats, but there's still like
There's 102
people in the group.
so
Yeah.
you're gonna go through all of the food today.
sure. So I'm just going to feed everyone who needs the food.
Right. That's
Yeah.
5 people to one of these things.
Sure.
So
I'm going
it's
to.
not a lot in terms of food, but it gets passed
I do
out.
make sure to give Mother Elise a larger portion.
All right.
So I think her survival is probably critical.
Also, the people who have these things in them don't get any.
Right.
So,
Okay. That clears out 21 people, yourselves
That helps.
included.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fine because we're in good physical shape, very clearly.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to work on that. Yeah.
So at the end, while the food's being passed out, it becomes obvious that there was some favoritism in the passing out of food, and you guys run out before everyone gets a chance to get a chomper for themselves.
Okay.
It causes problems in the crowd, people crying favoritism, and
Hold on. So has
small
everyone
fights
already
break out.
eaten?
Yeah, so it's like, there's this big pit that was purified, and then there's some fires going to cook them, and then as the chompers are done, they're being like cut up and passed out, and by the time the last chomper has been passed out, there's still people in line who haven't gotten food yet, and they start fighting with the people who have been given food that haven't finished it yet, in order for whatever little scraps they can get.
Then maybe I should speak up a bit.
I'm wondering about the people. We lost 3 in this fight, kind. It's grim business, but it might be our best bet.
I mean, we have a chance that those creatures will attack again.
Van finds one of the knights, and he says, I'm not very good at crowd control. I've never dealt with raging crowds before. What do you suggest?
They respond only to fear and food and entertainment. If you can't appease them through entertainment or satisfy their hunger through extra bread, fear is the only thing that keeps people in line. I say we take one of these rioters and execute them as a symbol to the others.
Under more normal circumstances, I'd agree, but executing people when we have so few left, that's a heavy pill to swallow. Van's gonna go find Mother Elise.
If it gets out of hand, they might kill each other.
If things get that bad, then I'll consider such an action, but not before then. And Van's gonna go find Mother Elise and have her help him calm people down and try and start a group prayer.
Okay. Give me a charisma check, Van Helsing.
Sure. That's a pass.
So you start gathering some people together for a group pair. When, sure enough, you hear the sounds of a full-on brawl breaking out between a few folks.
So Van's going to draw Harvest Moon. Yeah.
Okay. So
Van
you
draws
come with
Harvest
Harvest Moon, while Lord Dickie Kugler is already there with his longsword in hand.
Van walks up to this group and just bellows into it. Break this up!
No, the fight does not break up.
All right. Van's going to look for somebody who's on the attack, like somebody who's pinned somebody to the ground and is punching them.
Sure.
All right, he's going to drag him out.
Oppose strength checks.
All right.
Give him penalties for being starving.
How many people are brawling?
31.
Yeah.
Looks like 10, 12, something like that.
Okay. Kine will walk up and Van is dragging someone out. He will just knock someone out unconscious with the backside of his axe.
Go ahead and make me an attack roll at -4, but then it does no permanent damage. So temporary damage with weapons is at -4 to hit. Oh yeah, you crack someone across the back of the head. The only person has 2 HP, so they go down out of a struggle.
So and we just,
Lord Kugler grabs someone and rips him off another person. And I think enough people come around to break up the fight. They're shouting, arguing over, he stole my food, it's not fair, I didn't get any, look how big of a portion you've got, that's not right. And it's a mess.
Van silences the group. He walks up and just waves the sword in front of him and to indicate silence and says, I understand that tensions are high. Lenience will come this time only. Next time I see a brawl, anyone involved is going to be executed.
Dickie looks you straight in the eyes. and then plunges his sword into the person that he pulled off the other guy, and says out in his own voice, "I'm not so lenient. We live together, or we die together. Next person that starts a fight joins this man."
Are among those who fought any who have marking that they are
No.
possessed?
Nope.
Okay.
No possessed people.
At least those are not making trouble.
Ah, Dickie. Classic Dickie. All right.
You guys press on.
Hmm.
It takes you a long time. Well, actually, after another a day or so, another long march, you come to the edge of Heat Stroke, or the edge of Hourglass, the big desert. This is a new place for both of you. Excuse me?
Do we feel heat from the desert?
No, you don't.
Oh, well, that's something.
Yeah, it's useful. And we did fill up on water before we left, so it should be okay.
Yeah, there's no heat here. There's the sand under your toes, but there's not the oppressive heat of the region.
Cool.
So we would move on.
Van Helsing, can I get you to make me a charisma check, please?
Sure.
Specifically, Van Helsing.
24.
While everyone's gathering around to look at the edge of this desert and discuss plans and talk about how difficult it is going to be to roll barrels through sandiness and move carts, you're talking with Kine, and there's something different about him.
Okay.
Kine, would you please describe your character, appearance, age, height, weight, all that jazz for us?
Well, Kine is 19. He has dark green eyes. They're a bit sunken in. Has black and white hair, which is long and blonde in a ponytail. He has small side. Well, by now he probably has a beard because he has a slim face. He's well built. He's actually not bad looking. I mean, I rolled at creation, but we didn't use it. So hotness 15. I rolled, so he's not bad looking.
Man, you're looking at Kine here, and he normally has these sunken eyes with kind of dark spots underneath it, but that the darkness underneath his eyes seems to have cleared a little bit. His complexion, which was always fairly nice, has smoothed out, and he's kind of got almost like cherub-like cheeks now. You're looking at him, and he just there's something about Kine. He looks
better.
I mean, better is a hard way to put it, but yeah, there's a softness and a gentleness to his face, and he there's something different about the way that he looks. He's
do I notice Van looking at me?
Maybe. I don't know. Van, is this a casual thing that you're kind of noticing, or is this a studied look? Hold on, Kine, let me see your face.
I think it's probably we're in the middle of a conversation, and Van just kind of looks at him normal, and then he just kind of stops for a second and just kind of noticing it for the first time, and then he just kind of continues on as if nothing had happened.
Yeah, I look behind me. Something the matter?
No. Oh gods, I hope not. Anyway, we should continue pressing on to Heat Stroke.
You guys push on into the desert. It is going to be slow going through the sand. It's going to reduce your movement speed pretty significantly on its own. And then the barrels and the wagons and everything, it's going to be a bitch to get through the desert.
Sure. Van's going to look into the possibility of people carrying barrels to the man, if that'd be easier than rolling them. Two people carrying them overhead might be easier than rolling them through soft dirt.
Maybe the guy who carried the iron pot before
sand.
Carrying a barrel.
Let's see. Barrels weigh 470 pounds. When filled with
that's
water.
Probably a little much.
Yeah.
Okay.
They've got to be rolled.
Okay, so maybe. We do have the cart. That's probably not going to be too easy either in the middle of the sand.
I mean, we could probably move further to the coast. The desert should be nicer.
We'd still have to go north for a while.
So Kelbretta speaks up, having been a logistic planner of some time. She gathers some spears and javelins and just lays them down in the sand and then rolls the barrels on them, kind of like tracks. So if you got one person rolling and then two people moving the spears from behind to in front, she kind of creates train tracks almost that you can roll barrels on, encouraging that to help up the speed. Won't help with the cart, but you know.
Yeah, Van gives her a nod. That's like the most obvious thumbs up you could ever give a person.
Okay.
And you guys press on to heat stroke.
Any javelins I get doing this time?
You're kind of I will roll some for you, but you're also running out of wood to make javelins.
Yeah, I would say, but well, we have a nice assortment of weapons.
Okay. So after a few rest periods through the desert, two more people succumb to starvation. And Dickie Kugler comes back to you with the conversation about cannibalism, gathers you guys up during one of the rest periods, and says, "Look, those chompers worked for a little while, but
I know.
There's not enough food."
I assume everyone's here, like Mother Elise, everyone.
All the nobles are gathered together, as well as Mother Elise and the two of you.
How far into the desert are we? Can we guess?
It's desert to the horizon on all sides. I guess you're probably going fairly near to close enough to the coast that you can keep an eye on the coastline so you don't get too lost, but it's been days walking through the desert. It's slow going with the various people in the sand, and every step forward kind of slides back, and there's dunes that are a bitch to climb, and
Van's going to I want no part in this. If you want to start eating people, that's your decision, and it's above my head to make that call. But you'll be doing the preparations yourself.
okay. Dickie goes over to the fallen person, an older woman, and takes a sideways look around. And just takes out his sword and hacks off her arm, walks it over to one of the other people who's clearly in need of nutrition, and hands it to them.
They're just gonna fucking eat it raw, are they?
You're in a desert. You don't have a lot of sources for wood. There's a silence that rolls through the group.
I mean, there should be some trees on the coast.
Yeah, we haven't entered it quite yet, have we?
Yeah, you've been in the desert for a long time now.
Okay.
You might, if you take a couple hours out of your way, you could probably find some wood on the coastline.
Yeah, I don't want people getting fucking food poisoning trying to,
I mean, it's fresh meat.
Yeah.
Ish.
A couple hours, I think we can manage.
There's a long pause while this person just looks at the arm that's been handed to them, and the crowd kind of quiets down, and everyone looking back at this person who slowly begins to gnaw on the arm, after which a few others come over to the body, and it's a slow and quiet feeding frenzy.
While this is going on, Van's gonna find Jeeves and pull him away.
Okay. You see
And he's
Jeeves,
going to,
he's kind of shaking a little bit.
Yeah, so Van's going to grab Jeeves and lead him a little bit away from the group. And he's going to grab one of the days of rations from the chest and give it to him.
His eyes go, there's been food in here?
Shut up.
Along, my lord?
Jeeves, shut up and keep quiet about it. We don't have much. Take this for the day. And he gives him the day and says, eat it here. Don't let anyone see you.
Jeeves sits down and scarfs the food.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, thank you, my lord. I don't know how much longer I would have lasted.
Of course, just keep quiet about that. Don't let anyone find out.
Yeah, please note down that all those people probably have some kind of disease now.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't get disease from eating. I mean, sure, you can get disease from eating human flesh, but it's not a guarantee. It's still an unlikely thing. 100 people could eat human flesh and not get Kuru.
Okay. Is this a decent note to end it on?
I was going to
It
get
is
us all the
4
way to
o'clock.
heat stroke. Yeah.
Okay, we can do that. Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a few more days to heat stroke. A few more people drop on the way and are quickly cannibalized by the group as a whole.
God. Great.
Um,
One thing I do want to mention is that I'd like to attempt to contact Malchus one more time
okay.
during one of these days. Is it the same sensation of like a monster in the closet?
Yeah.
If I should take off my headphones, that's
Well, are you trying to have a? Are you trying to just notice if it's the same thing, or are you trying to actually?
I'm gonna keep a conversation going. I'm gonna try and make something happen here.
Okay. Bastian, good man.
All right. I think Van's just gonna look at the closet for a little while and eventually try asking a question directly. Is somebody there?
Not a reply.
Van's going to recall all these clerics from Malchus
Hmm.
and how they were attempting to stir the pot, murdering all these people, trying to stir the pot. And how Van found them out, and they tried to talk about their plan, and how they were trying to give them this grand spot in the new world order. And now Van just kind of cast it all away and killed them all. And then kind of muses to himself, maybe that was just more stirring of the pot. And he wants to see if there's any sort of reaction.
No reaction.
And it's still like a very clear sensation of like there's something there, but it's not speaking back.
There's something there.
All right.
Something.
So this is like in my mind, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I can like do things in my mind. Like I could set up a row of candles.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right, Van's going to set up one candle, or just kind of like imagine this in his head. He's going to have one candle with a Y above it and one candle with an N above it. And just say, "Are you able to communicate with me?" And see if either of the candles just bursts into flame.
Mm-mm. No change to the candles.
And this only happens when I try to communicate with Malchus, right?
Well, what else do you try?
I tried it with Cheese, right? And it was nothing.
Yeah, she's you can't even
It was-
hear her. Yeah.
Okay. And then every time I try this with Malchus, I get this strange sensation of there being a thing.
Right, but so far you've only tried Cheese and Malchus.
Mm-hmm.
What else do you try?
Does Malchus have any other children that I know about?
Yes, you would know of all of his offspring. He has many, many offspring.
Any current worship deities is what I'm looking for.
Let's see. Children of Malchus are Cheese
Mm-hmm.
and Reluna,
For Luna.
Terrassa, goddess of fear,
Okay.
Velthara, goddess of vengeance.
Okay.
I guess he doesn't have many, many children. He has 4 children. Wait, there should
Okay.
be another. There should be a 5th in here somewhere. Jexel, god of luck and
Ooh,
wine.
excellent. So Van is going to attempt to contact any of these other offspring and see if he can make contact with any of them, or if it's strictly Malchus.
Okay. You go down the list one by one, starting with
Mhm.
Cheese, and there's no reply. Moving on to Jexel, and there's no reply. No reply from Reluna, Terrassa, or Velthara. Just kind of speaking to an empty room.
Nothing from Jexel, you said?
Nothing from Jexel.
Okay. It's only with Malchus. All right, Van's going to stop with the prayers and get some rest.
Okay.
There's nothing with it was Terrassa who was the goddess of fear, you said?
Mhm. Yeah.
Nothing from her?
Nope.
Okay.
Okay, a few days pass. As I said, a few more people die. They are quickly consumed. You are down to 95 people total.
Mm-hmm.
When you approach Heatstroke, you can see the tall pyramid rising first in the distance. It's got to be hundreds of feet high, many hundreds of feet wide on the base.
Any javelins?
I think you're you are out of wood after you make 4 more.
Okay. So 23
Oh.
others.
And you arrive at Heatstroke. You
All right.
slowly make your way to the edge of town, and Mother Elise, as everyone's moving into the town and looking for things,
Mm-hmm.
Mother Elise kind of stops the two of you and says, I feel strange presence here. There's something amiss.
We should keep our wits up. Maybe we should
I
head to the
agree.
keep first. Look for
The
any
keep might be a good idea. If there's a strange presence here, Mother, at least I think it'd be in that pyramid.
She nods.
But one thing first, and Neal, out of game, one thing to end the session on. Van's going to go into a house and look for some piece of furniture, a table, something interesting to say. Does this look good enough as any other item?
To who?
To Elise. A quick casting to see how old this object is.
Didn't you replace no age with something
No,
else?
I didn't know time with something else.
Okay.
So I'm going to
So what are you picking?
like a table or some item in the house, and I'm going to cast no age on it. Let me actually look up the parameters for that spell really fast to make sure I know how to use it right. Instantly know the age of any single person, any single person, creature, or object on which he concentrates. The age is accurate to the nearest year. One object or creature. Duration is instantaneous. So I could actually choose the house, but I want to choose like a piece of furniture in the house specifically, like a table,
Okay.
or like if there's a weapon somewhere, one of those.
Sure. Kine,
Mhm.
would you please make me a charisma check?
Okay. That's 29.
Okay. So while Van and Mother Elise are having this conversation about this chair and whether it's the right chair to cast this on, something strikes you about Van. You notice that maybe it's just the time wearing on him, but he's just kind of slouched and tired looking. He looks like he's been through hell and back, which he sort of has been. But beyond that, you notice he's like constantly scratching himself. He's got dandruff on his shoulders when he never used to. It just looks like he's
Okay, this is weird.
worn.
I don't know. Do you want to end it on with a spell or?
Well, why don't we just end it here? Let me think about what no age would give an answer to, and we'll start next session, and you guys can have whatever conversations you want, and we'll figure out what the ages on things are.
Okay.
So this has been Hardcore Heroes Otherside for this week. It's been an eventful week as well.
Yes,
Let's
lots happened.
Let's talk about what's happened.
I felt useful.
Good. Well, you are a useful ranger. So you fought something like, you've killed or / defeated something like 36 chompers. Kine defeated a full-fledged demon. You discovered that ship wouldn't go anywhere. It was kind of tethered to a spot almost, like a dog on a leash, maybe. So I don't know what that tells you guys, but that is a useful discovery to learn. You made it to Anvil, which is a pretty good mile marker to explore too. You also made it to Heatstroke, and you did desert stuff. Other interesting discoveries and things you guys have noted about this place are the repeating textures and models of the things. It's all All the same. What other things have you done that are experience worthy?
I made all these javelins that probably saved a lot of people because they killed
That's
many
true.
bats.
Yeah, you made a lot of javelins.
Mm-hmm.
What else have you guys done?
Maybe Van discovered that you use the sword to determine when to contact his gods.
Using the sword for determining the moon phases, and
good.
also making contact with the gods, and also making contact with Malchus, or theoretically Malchus.
Sure. Anything else?
Am I forgetting anything? I guess it's going to be next session that we learn the age of whatever's in this house.
Okay. Well then, we'll give some role-playing experience, divide it by 2, and I think this is going to be a high XP session with 4,162 experience.
Nice. I was actually off last session about my my XP. It was actually 98,303. I added it to the wrong character sheet because I've got 2 now since you were brought up the... Yeah, so I'm at 98,303 currently, so let me add that. 4,000 what?
4,162.
162.
So I'm only 25,000 away from leveling up.
Nice.
So 98.
Yeah, my 50,240.
4162, right? Confirming that one more time.
4162.
Okay, so 4578.
Oh, and you guys did... Well, you didn't contact Malachi. You scried on him. That's not worth any experience.
I mean, the whole point of that was for him to know that he was being scried on.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe
troll Malachi. Yeah. I want him to know that he's yeah, I feel like that might be worth experience. That's our first contact with the prime material plane since we came here.
That is true. Okay, why don't you each take another 500? I'm sorry, 250. 500 divided by 2.
Okay,
yeah.
so 102, 881.
Nice.
Plus 250, which would be...
So next time we just Zerg rush anything, that thing that he has in the temple.
I'm only 7,000 off from leveling.
I mean, we're pretty much able to Zerg rush.
Yeah.
Maybe.
We just send the people with javelins in.
Oh, we learned that this is the plane of shadow.
Yeah. I'm going to leave that as
I feel
yeah.
Okay. I mean, we kind of already knew that.
Yeah, we were pretty sure it was the plane of shadow.
But you're definitely sure of it now. I think the rewards for that are going to be more in-game
coming down the line.
Than actual experience. So that is it for Hardcore Heroes Otherside. Are we good for next week? We should probably discuss this before or during our breaks, but I always forget.
Yeah.
You guys both good for next week? But next Saturday?
Yeah, should be.
Excellent. Then we'll see you next Saturday for more Hardcore Heroes Otherside. We'll see you tomorrow for Age of Strife and Shenanigans. We'll see you Tuesday for Hardcore Heroes Arcadia and Misclicks. And if you stick around, I'm going to be doing some Long War 2. Because it's been long enough that I no longer hate that game and everything about it. Good night, everybody. See you later.
See you guys. Oh, Reddit thread is going up right now.
Yes.
Not long enough for Angband yet, Neal. Not long
Another
enough.
year. Bye-bye, everyone.